Disney said that Korean content is better than Japanese content. Now, this is a very bold statement that they made last week, considering Japanese manga and anime are exploding through the roof. However, they're talking about Japanese and Korean content as a whole, which you can't really complain about because Korean music, Korean movies like live action film, even the rise of Korean webtoons are kind of outpacing the growth of manga, internationally. I'm talking purely internationally, guys. This is pure internationally. And it's interesting because we don't think that much about wow, Korean entertainment's literally taking over the world, but it totally is. Japanese animation by far is obliterating Korean animation. It's obliterating most animation, period. Japanese manga, in my opinion, is superior to Korean webtoons in terms of storytelling, in terms of medium at the moment. But the readership for webtoons is going crazy. It's going nuts. And the growth rate of webtoons in live action and music is way higher than that of Japanese content right now. So when we look at this really interesting quote where they say it's too early that Korean content has surpassed Japan, it's true that Korea's competitiveness is rising and Japanese competitiveness is declining. So soon they think that Korea is going to become a massive content entertainment powerhouse, which it kind of already is, so I don't know what they're saying here. And it's interesting because they're inferring that perhaps it's partially because Japan is one of the fastest aging countries. Well, I guess it is the fastest aging country in the world, so it's implying that their innovation in entertainment is not at the same level as Korea's. Anyway, I'm out here in the West, and I work for both Japanese and Korean mediums. Japanese manga, the industry, for example, is opening up to the West for the first time ever in history. Even then, Korea is way ahead in terms of international adoption of creators and therefore content. Kind of makes sense. Now Korean content has a lot of global appeal. In Japanese content, a lot of it focuses not so much on global appeal but on Japanese audiences. Of course, there's series like Spy Family, etc. that are going to explode and take over the world, but it seems Korea is kind of on that path right now. Personal opinion, let me know what you think in the comments. To address the title of this article, I don't think Korean content is better or worse than Japanese content yet. I think it's stronger in certain mediums and weaker in certain mediums. But the Korean entertainment is outpacing Japanese entertainment in a global, international way. That's my opinion.